Alright, I just got back from a little trip to get a radio which I had seen on CraigsList. It was just advertised as old radio, 50 bucks. There was a very not so great picture from a basement camera phone picture in the listing, and so I responded, talked to the guy, arranged to come get it. Today is my day off. It's New Year's Eve day, and what we've got here is one of the Silvertone 1722 series console radios from 1935, 12 tube, all band radio. First impressions, it just came in. I just got it out of the car. I do have the chassis removed, and first impression, yeah, the top's a little rough, but I've seen worse. What I'm going to do is just going to do the Gojo with the steel wool, quadruple aught steel wool, to see how that comes up, because like most things, there's white all over it. Like leftovers from latex paint. They were actually using it in the basement to store and stage stuff on as they were remodeling the house. So this has had plaster and spackle and all that just sitting on top of it in containers, so it's been getting having that stuff land on it. Now, the first thing I did notice, and it's going to be a bit of a bummer, but I'll figure something out. There's supposed to be a clock there, Penwood mechanical digital clock. It's gone. I don't know if anything else can be shoehorned in there, or if anyone has one that just needs restored, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Now, the veneer here at the top looks pretty good. Looks like we've got some kind of inlay. I don't think it's mother of pearl. It's probably some kind of celluloid, but it looks pretty nice. If I do have to refinish the top, which I might. Alright, I just got back from a little trip to get a radio which I had seen on CraigsList. It was just advertised as old radio, 50 bucks. There was a very not so great picture from a basement camera phone picture in the listing, and so I responded, talked to the guy, arranged to come get it. Today is my day off. It's New Year's Eve day, and what we've got here is one of the Silvertone 1722 series console radios from 1935, 12 tube, all band radio. First impressions, it just came in. I just got it out of the car. I do have the chassis removed, and first impression, yeah, the top's a little rough, but I've seen worse. What I'm going to do is just going to do the Gojo with the steel wool, quadruple aught steel wool, to see how that comes up, because like most things, there's white all over it. Like leftovers from latex paint. They were actually using it in the basement to store and stage stuff on as they were remodeling the house. There's the first speaker, the mid bass. Looks to have a couple little nicks in the cone, but that I could probably fix with some tacky glue and stuff. The big one, well, that needs a total recone. I can't. I don't know. Might be able to be rebuilt with coffee filters and such, just as a temporary thing. It's got two plugged together. They're two output transformers are on them, And they're field coil, both of them. And there's a little bit of a crossover network, if you can call it that, there. You know, main plug. No chassis. Not your usual asbestos plate. An actual piece of metal. Protect the wood. I like that. You can see the Silvertone logo, reverse. It's a bit of a shadow here because of the way I got the white, but that's all pretty nice. The brass, that should clean up really quickly and easily. Same with this brass on that. I don't know if that's lucite. I don't think lucite was around then. But let me get the chassis up here so we can look at that. Alright, we've got the chassis sitting on a blanket on top. First thing you'll notice, it's big. It is a 12-tube chassis. And of all the things, this is the most important. These are the output tubes. And they're 2 A3s. So, yeah. If this is a total basket case for whatever reason, I can sell the 2 A3s for more than I've got in this radio. But I don't want to do that. They're not RCA. So I can't do the RCA double black plate magic whatever $150 a piece 2 A3s. But they're Sylvania. I like Sylvania. The rectifier tube there looks to be a tungsole. All the shields are in place. These crusty wires here are the antenna and ground connections. There should be fast hook connectors in there. Power cord is actually in pretty decent shape. I don't see any breaks. I don't even see any fraying of the cloth. So that might be quite usable. The end is a little chipped. I don't know if I like these flat ones or if I like the little bit larger ones, but it's correct. It's never been replaced. Kind of come around this side. The light's gonna get a little crappy. Let me see if I can improve that. Okay, flip the chassis over here. A little different construction. The Silvertones at the time were made by Continental Electronics. Now, the one thing I do see that I like already is I don't see any that horribly nasty rubber covered wire. It all looks to be cloth covered, and it looks fairly good in here. I do not see any evidence of critters, which I wouldn't have expected, because this actually looks like it's been in a basement, or at least been in Youngstown's whole life. It's never been in a barn. And that power transformer, I don't know. That looks a little like it might have gotten a little warm. I don't know. Those power resistors, don't know. Don't know, really. I might try to do a quick test to see, quickly, to see if there's anything nasty. A circuit card. Don't know if there's any capacitors on there. Kind of hard to tell from the angle I can get at. A couple sealed boxes. Don't know how sealed they really are. It's probably where most of the capacitors are going to be. Trying to see if I can see a brand on some of the capacitors. Kind of hard to see. Cornell? No, this isn't Cornell Double. Oh, or is it? Yeah, it is Cornell Double capacitors. Oh, I don't know. These look really neat, and it looks like they're all the same. They all use Cornell Double. I see that. IRC power resistor on top of the can dome, which probably means the can dome is no good. Right, that was common. I don't see any real evidence of a lot of work in here. Looks to be original micas. Coils look okay, which is great. Let's flip it over top side here. Again, I don't see a lot of work. Both of the electrolytics up top. I don't know if this one might be a 40s replacement, I don't know. Well, 8 microfarad, 450 volts. I don't know. Single. That could be a 40s, and but they're both Aerovox. Everything looks pretty good out here. The tuning is a little flaky, so I'll have to see why it's not turning the capacitor as well as it should. The dial scale looks in good shape. Glad for that. And you have your dial scale light here, and this is supposed to be, although I don't think this is the right bulb, this is supposed to be a neon that glows as a tuning indicator, and it lights up the Silvertone logo on the front of the radio. But I don't know if that's the right rectifier tube. I haven't checked the tube chart yet. Let me flip it around. And that's what leads me to think it's been in Youngstown's whole life. It's got a tag on it. Now, it would have been bought at Sears, but I guess it had been worked on sometime in the 50s. Here's the tube chart. It's kind of hard to see because of the light again, but and there's the first thing I see that's not right. It's type 80 rectifier. Should be a 5Z3. I don't honestly know the specs on 5Z3. I'll check that out in a bit. Okay, I've pulled the rectifier tube and have the leads from a multimeter in the socket. And yeah, 5 volts is what it's supposed to be. There's no load. I do have a glowing pilot light, and it would be hard to see here, but yeah, got glowing tube filaments. It's cool. Let's see what we get for high voltage. I know, probably the optimum way to do this. Right. And 700 volts. Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. Don't smell anything nasty, anything like that. So, cool. Looks like the power transformer is good. I'm going to quickly test the speakers. Well, I decided to give it a slow power up on the Variac. We have reached, I've actually got it at 117 volts, which is what it was designed for. And we have audio. It's not great because the woofer is a little trash, but the woofer is working. This is the tuner. Yeah, let's see that happen with some of this Chinese crap that's out there now.
It's high noon.
Tuning is a bit off because it's supposed to be 570.
For fine hardwood since 1960.
But heck, first power up. All right.